What's happening, brother?
What's going on, John? Good to see my face made it on that little intro, on your intro there,
Yeah, of
man.
course, of course, of
Yeah,
course, man.
yeah,
Being that you are seems like pretty much a regular. You've been riding through the waves of Expert Mentors Live with us over the years.
yeah.
Uh, in fact, last time we were on is actually probably the first AI conversation you and I had was
Yeah.
exactly a year ago. So, it's amazing how much has happened in the last 12 months.
Lot is changing, and there's a lot more that's even changing as we speak. We were talking about this a little bit before, just like the literal robot, your at-home robot that was just released today, and it's like it just seems like every single day there's new things that are coming up.
Yeah, and a lot of directions we can go, but I really want to dive into the topic that we have because it's something that early on in the AI conversations, and you were really leading the charge, especially for the real estate industry.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, nobody's talking about the AI consumer.
Yes.
And had our good friend Eric from Whoozy stream
Yeah.
into did a session at Kitchen Table for us in June,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, listen, do y'all understand what the number one consumer complaint is? And I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
know what it has been for the decades, and that's
Yeah.
always been communication. And he goes, yeah. He goes, however, that is not the number one complaint anymore. The number one
Yep.
complaint is really the consumer believes they know more than their real estate agent.
Yes.
And probably 95% of that is true. 90%, maybe 87% of that is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was interesting too. We were on a walk this morning, and Leanne was having a conversation with somebody that were kind of negotiating his title. They were kind of going back and forth. A little bit older agents pushing back on something, and she's like, "Listen," and just kind of going through to educate. And then they started talking about her whole business is focused on sellers.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Listen, these buyers are so smart. Like they are so informed. They're doing their homework. They're utilizing AI. They're diving in. They're all over the place. They are becoming so informed
Mm-hmm.
that as a seller, the buyers are already coming in. They already know the ins and outs and the things they want." I was like, gosh, dang, right? Like for her, I mean, she's on top of it all, but
Yeah.
just hearing her have those conversations, and I'm like, she's spot on. She's spot on. So I'm really excited to have you back on, brother. Really excited to dive in to this, and I
Yeah.
know we'll spin off and go a couple different directions. But kick us off, man. Let's dive into the topic, and then we'll splinter out from there.
Yeah. And, I feel like that's just a real life example. Like you were talking about with Leanne about that's AI power consumer. And, the exact verbiage on that too is I felt like I knew more than my real estate agent.
Gotcha.
And I feel like the felt is important,
Yes.
right? Because are they getting all of this information? Like the reality is we see AI and we always think like, how can I use this in my business? And I feel like sometimes you kind of get in this like this vacuum seal, like this vacuum of the real estate industry is the only industry that is getting AI, but the entire world is getting this technology. And as some of you guys may know, the more you use AI and you're like, well, I asked it this question, but that's not really the right answer. But it said it with confidence, right? It brings it back to you with this confidence. Like this is exactly what you're looking for.
And it made me feel good about the answer.
It made me feel good. And man, ChatGPT basically gaslights you into all of your ideas being the best thing since sliced bread. But that doesn't negate the fact that the consumer feels empowered. The consumer feels like they are getting this information. So, the more I talk to Eric, and man, Eric is just a wizard. And he's kind of the one that kind of got me into this AI power consumer. And I started diving deeper into it. And I truly believe the AI power consumer will take more people out of business than the AI tools itself.
Yeah.
We keep hearing that somebody using AI is going to take your job. That somebody actually just might be the consumer, right? AI is not going to take your job. Somebody using AI is going to take your job. That's somebody. I don't think it's an agent which we could get into that like on another topic on another day. But the consumer having access to this information at scale, man, they're coming to you informed. And then you have to ask yourself, how are you branded? Because if your branding and position is just a real estate agent, if I have all this information, I'm not going to just a real estate agent. Are you a wealth advisor, an expert negotiator? Do you specialize in certain areas? So that way, when they come to you with this information, you have the knowledge available outside of the scope of what they currently have.
We can. I want to go both sides of the fence here. First, go over on the consumer side of the fence. What are they using? How are they using it? How are they getting informed? How are they becoming empowered with the AI tools available?
So I think that's a great question, because, more users every single day are going to ChatGPT, and you can look at the numbers about the amount of people, and like Google searches actually went down for the first time in like decades.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the numbers like 220 times, like more people go to Google 220 times more than they go to ChatGPT. So I don't want to just say everybody's on ChatGPT now and getting all the information, because that's just simply not true. But you will notice on Google, even if you just Google something now, you have like that AI answers up top. Yeah. Right. Like you Google a question.
Listen, I won't even like if Gemini's not on there giving me the breakdown, like I'm pushing the button to give it to me. I'm not searching through it anymore.
Exactly. And most people, and again, just look at like how society works. They don't research topics anymore. They see a post, they see something that's written, and they take it for truth. Mm-hmm. So they ask a question and they have their AI answer right there at the top. And I believe that's where most people are getting their information. There's just that AI answer at the top. Now we are starting to see more and more people every single day are going to ChatGPT to get their information. And now Zillow is integrated into ChatGPT, but that's not the only app. There were literally hundreds of other mainstream apps that got integrated into ChatGPT at the same time. So what we are starting to see is just more of a mass adoption of people going to these tools and resources to get their information. Why? Simply convenience. It is convenience. They get their answers faster. They don't care if they are right, but they get an exact answer to their question and they can go deeper on it. So where are people going? They're still going to Google. 220 times more people go to Google to get their information than ChatGPT. Are we going to see that number continue to change? Yes. But there's still that AI answers at the top of Google, and most people are just Googling something, they get their answer, and they feel informed.
Yeah. Is with ChatGPT and Zillow, like as they start to migrate there, or the consumers that are utilizing ChatGPT in that way, how are they using it? Like what are some of the searches? What are some of the questions? What are some of the things that they're doing to be informed? And then I'm going to flip over to the agent side, knowing how the consumer's behaving. How can we adopt? So, but I want to stay on the consumer side right now with you. Like, what are the behaviors? What are we seeing trends? What are we seeing in the questions? How are they utilizing it right now?
Bro, I still use Answer the Public. I still use Answer the Public to identify exactly what people are searching on Google, the exact questions that they're answering, because again, 220 times more people still go to Google. So they're still typing their questions into there. You're on Answer the Public. You have, I think they have Instagram on there now too, but they have YouTube, they have Google, and they are telling you exactly what people are searching. This gets into the topic of like GEO and AEO and being able to build your topics, build your blogs, build your content around the exact topics that people are searching for, and then including your answer in the first 40 to 60 characters of your posts and of your blogs and of your information online, your Google My Business. Why? Because AI doesn't want to work harder than it has to either. So it doesn't want to search all the information. Are you answering it in a quick way? So your original question is like, what is the consumer behaviors? They are still going to Google and typing in the exact questions that they want an answer to. And now AI is just providing the answer. And they're starting, like, you're going to start to see the adoption rate increase on ChatGPT, on Zillow, as more people start to integrate into this platform and go to these places. And I'm already seeing, just integrations into websites about the user interface and AI being integrated into there. I believe the questions that people ask are not going to change. Just the convenience of their answers is what's changing, how they are receiving the information. So to me, Answer the Public is an absolute gold mine, because it tells you exactly what people are asking and what they are searching. Just how they're receiving the information is different.
So, and I'm with you too, right? Starting to see the Chat GPT and a lot of workflows, starting to see, a lot of, the aggressiveness. And then obviously with them launching Atlas. So now, being able to have Atlas. So I think there's going to be more adoption into, kind of what we're used to. But I mean, that's all I've ever known is Google, right? I mean, obviously, Yahoo and then, until Google was, still the thing. But it's going to be really interesting with Atlas and how everything is continuing to be into those workflows. But I'm really, really interested to see how they're going about, and because I think this also plays into, how do we create, showing up in the chats. That's where, like, from a business owner standpoint. Knowing how the consumer is behaving, how do we arm ourselves to create the content to where we show up as the recommended choice in the chats?
Yeah. So we've actually been doing this for the last year and a half. So my company has been doing this and really focusing on this for the last year and a half. And there are some couple key points, and I see people online like SEO is dead. Now you need AEO and GEO. And that's just a simple not understanding of how it actually works, because SEO is actually alive more than ever. It is the foundation of answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization. SEO is the foundation. So there are some simple ways. The first thing that I always say with this is Answer the Public is a freaking gold mine. Do not guess on what people are searching for and the questions that they are asking. Answer the Public will tell you exactly the questions that most people are asking for. What you then do is curate all of your content around your Google My Business, my blog, your social profiles, YouTube content, around the exact question that people are asking. And in the first 40 to 60 characters, you answer the question specifically. You provide a simple, clear-cut answer. And this is where, through AI, we have marketing assistants that just do all this for you. We are blogging with some of our clients 3 to 4 times a day around the exact questions that people are asking. We then take that exact information, the question and the answer, we go over to HeyGen, and then we just draft YouTube Shorts. Why? Because YouTube is a search engine. It's somewhere that it checks. So then we are just taking it, and it's not about going viral. It's about owning the keywords and the search that people are looking for. And then you have integrations into Google My Business. Again, exact question that people are asking, provided with the same answer. And now with AI, we are posting 3, 4, 5 times a day, multiple platforms around the exact keywords that people are asking for, bolstering your Google reviews, because that goes into your digital density, which is the key. Like, to me, it's all about digital density. Are you owning your keywords? Are you posting about it in a clear way? Are you consistent with it? And that's how you just dominate the keywords. And, getting into this, and we are talking about adoption. Personally, I think Atlas is just a step in a direction. This is not, like, to me, I'm not even diving too big into this, because they're getting data, they're seeing how people utilize it, and it's going to be able to create a much more interface on, like, just computers in general and how it operates. So I see this as just like a step in a direction. I'm not diving too deep into it. That's me personally.
No, I love that. So one of the things that you mentioned in there, right? You mentioned the reviews, and it's one of the big things that I've been talking about and pushing. It's so important, right? Because our brand is what we say it is. It's what we say others say it is. But the most important thing is what others say it is. And so, where I've been really pushing and then pushing, our clients is like, listen, we don't want your client saying how good the sausage is. They need to say how the sausage was made, right? How did you make the sausage? But I love your point to go to Answer the Public. You have the questions there. So in your reviews and testimonials that you're getting, lead the witness. What are the key questions that people are searching for? Ask those questions for your reviews and testimonials. Let the consumer that has a 5-star experience with you answer that way. How powerful is that going to be in your reviews when it's keyword out, like that, when it kind of really intentional with the feedback?
That's really powerful. And it's just building your overall authority around exactly what people are asking for. How many places do you show up? How consistently do you show up? And AI is just basically checking who's the authority in this topic. And, and this is where, when you're talking about adoption, there's some things that people don't see coming that are being released in 2026. So when we talk about mass adoption of this, I really don't believe like ChatGPT is going to be the main place that people go to, is the first to come out. Most users are getting comfortable with it. But Johnny Ive, the guy who helped design iPhone computer and everything else, and Sam Altman teamed up this last year. I believe it was at the beginning of the year. And they are creating an AI agent, and it will be a device without a screen. And they're claiming it'll be the third device that we all carry around with us. It'll be your phone, your laptop, and this AI agent. And the goal of it's going to be AI just built into this thing. And it'll be like your collaborator. It will know everything about you. All the data that you ever had will be basically built into this thing. And it'll be your collaborator. You talk to it back and forth. And it will literally just be your companion that you carry around with you, and knows where you like to go, and knows what you like to eat, and knows what you're searching, and knows what you're doing. And yes, will it be listening all the time? Yes. But John, let's be honest. Our phone,
everything listens to us.
It's already doing it. So we're not going to have the whole, I don't want it to listen to me. Sorry to break it to you. They've been doing that. But now when you talk about adoption, this will be just like in your pocket, and you just ask it a question and it gives you an answer. So like, this is the adoption, and they're predicting it's going to be released in 2026, over 100 million in their first production. I was actually at Dean Graziosi's mastermind, and he also brought that up as well when I was there about this AI agent. And that's going to be something that a lot of people don't see coming. But that's like, when you're talking about AEO and GEO and just how important it is. I know there's this speculation. It's like, well, more people still go to Google. Like, it's how people search. The way that people get information is going to drastically change because of this, because this is going to be their companion and where they get their information. And then it will know everything about you. John, it will know if you're a first-time millennial home buyer. When you ask for a real estate agent, it will know these things about you. It'll research who it is, and it will give you, here are 2 to 3 people that you should work with. So that's where the adoption rate and the curve is really going to spike. These AI agents that will be the third device. And I'll tell you what, this isn't some online marketer who's saying, I'm creating this tool that people use. It's Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, and Johnny Ive, the guy who helped design the devices that we all carry around with us, teaming up to create this. That's the AI powered consumer. And it's not trying to train them on ChatGPT, different browsers, how to use Atlas, because the everyday person's not going to figure out how to use Atlas. Let's be honest.
And, let's go back to, Nostradamus, Gary V himself, right? And what's he been so, what's he been screaming, right? He's been screaming voice. He's been screaming in things that we were talking about, prior, direction, even with the robots, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But you have that, and you're not typing anymore. Everything's voice, and for me, that's my favorite way to utilize, chat, and really chat. I don't really have the long conversations with anything else other than, obviously Whoosy. Which, utilize almost daily, right? Utilize Whoosy. And that's just my preferred way to interact, is through conversation and being able to have it. It's what I do for a living, right? It's have conversations. So I love it. Like you want to talk about the day it comes out, sign me up. Like I want that. I want that thing. I want to be able to have those conversations. I want to be able to bounce through that. And you and I were talking about, I think, and maybe we can touch on it a little bit here, but yeah, let's touch on it. We'll come back, because what's the downstream ripple effect of all of this? I think this is super important, because you have, you look at, the adoption rate, and then you have, early adopters, then you have late laggards, and people that never even, get on board as you go through that adoption cycle. But kind of where we're at and everything we're talking about, what is the ripple effect that most people might not see coming or thinking about? What's downstream from all of this?
So if we're going to do like a 30,000 foot overview, I will say never underestimate people's desire for convenience. their desire for convenience and everything just being handed to them. When we're talking about, like the robots literally coming into the home, being able to do all the work that, you're too busy. You don't have to do all of this work. An AI agent just feeding you all the information that you need. All of this content being posted on social media. I believe AI is not coming for your job. It's coming for your excuses. And it's going to feed all of your excuses. And let's be honest, how do most people, a lot of people, I would say, in this world operate? Out of an excuse. I don't have time for this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to work so hard. And AI is going to give you every reason in the world not to do that. I'll do all of this work for you. Sit back and do this. So I think we are going to see a mass descension of a lot of individuals where they aren't going to work so hard. They're going to have like these robots or just anything doing the work for them. And if you choose to spend less time behind your computer and working, and more time scrolling on social media, more time watching Netflix, more time leading this leisure lifestyle that they're saying, look, why are humans working so hard? Why have you worked your whole life? A lot of people will buy into that message because they're like, yeah, I don't want to work so hard. And let's face it, AI, ChatGPT gaslights you into any of your ideas. Yeah, you don't need to work so hard. Let me do this work for you. Just sit back. Don't work so hard. Don't work out. Don't go to the gym. Just stay home and do this and that. So I think it's coming for your excuses. It's coming for your discipline. And if you can stay disciplined, I believe AI is here to spend less time behind a computer and more time talking to people. The human element is getting more valuable than ever. I know Eric talks about this as well. We're moving from an attention-based society to a trust-based society. Mm-hmm. Your ability to build that human trust and to position yourself as the expert in this world is getting much more valuable. Look, it's not going to be the smartest person with AI that really goes and takes over. I believe it's going to be the one who can articulate their value and leverage this technology to be more human are the people who are going to really dominate. Because even as stuff such as Atlas, I'll be honest, John, I think this is just a bump in the road. Mm-hmm. It's just a bump in the road to where all of this is really heading with these AI agents and everything else. Physical AI is actually the next big wave. You listen to founder of NVIDIA. He's been saying it for the last year. And then he just had another keynote yesterday. It's about the infrastructure that is being built, and physical AI is really the next wave. It is not all these things that you can just build behind a computer. Listening to Eric too, 95% of AI companies are failing hard right now because they're focused on creating shiny objects and creating it where it's currently at, not where it's currently going. Mm-hmm. So what's the ripple effect on the world? I believe it's getting easier to win now more than ever because people are going to look for AI to do their jobs. They're going to blame AI for taking their job. And they didn't realize that they had a PhD in their pocket that they can utilize to go out there and learn more, to do more, to use it as a thought partner. Do not use AI to replace your critical thinking. Use it to enhance your critical thinking as your thought partner. Don't use AI to think for you. If you do that, that's a great way to descend, to not be the expert. And when somebody comes to you, because they can talk to AI and get all these answers, what information can you provide to them that AI cannot provide to them? What expert insights can you give them that AI cannot? That's where people are going to go. Because if they feel like they know more than you, they are not going to use you.
Yeah, they can't trust you. And I think too, the other thing in there with it, when you get so, gaslighted and I think the biggest thing is going to be critical thinking. I think the ability to discern and the ability to challenge, just because, it'll make things up just to like cater to you, because it doesn't want to disappoint you and it wants you to, stay hooked on it. And you're like, oh man, this is my best friend, man. This dude, no, I think there has to be a level of discernment to where you've got to be able to challenge back. Yeah. I think it's super important.
Yeah. And that level of discernment, that level of emotional intelligence. What is one thing that AI does not have, depending on where this really goes, emotional intelligence. What level do you have? And are you building yourself? Because this is exponential technology. If you don't have systems, if you don't have habits, if you don't have discipline, AI will make all those bad habits exponential.
Yeah. I think it'll shine the light, right? Yes. Whatever, the vulnerabilities, I think is what it's exposing. And I'm with you. My coach, Dr. Matt Townsend, he, I remember it might've been the first time I had him on the podcast, and I'd been working with him for about a year before I had him on. So this has been 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was one of the questions I asked him. I said, "Hey, Matt, what as humans, where do we need to invest our time? Like, where do we need to get better?" And he didn't even hesitate. He said, "Number one, you need to have some type of mindfulness practice, and whatever that is for you, right? It could be prayer, it could be meditation, it can be whatever." And then he said, number two is you have to constantly be developing and growing your emotional intelligence. It's the most important thing to be able to continue to evolve. And Matt is contracted with a lot of the Fortune 100 companies. And he's also contracted by the U.S. Air Force. So he works with a lot of the upper brass and leadership with the U.S. Air Force. And for the last 6-7 months, he's like, the number one thing that they all want to talk about is AI. And the number one thing that I'm pushing on them as leaders is to continue to invest and grow in your emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Your self-awareness, your, being able to have, the social skills, being able to, self-regulate, obviously the empathy side of things. And so really diving in on the emotional intelligence side of things is so critical. And the biggest component in there, Nick, and we were talking before we, hit go, was understanding yourself, to me, is the best way to utilize AI.
Yes.
And so I was talking, do you know what your working genius is?
I do not.
Dude, you got to take it. You got to take it. It is
right.
The best assessment on how we will truly get things done, how we are truly the most productive, how we will, where we procrastinate, but where we go. It's a great energy management tool. It's a great confidence tool.
Yeah.
It's a great conversational tool of what I should be talking about, what I shouldn't be talking about. Do I step into this conversation or do I step away from it? Do I bring team members in with it? But it also lets you understand why you crave certain things versus the things that really crush you. And obviously we have the disc, right? Yeah. And to me, the disc is just an energy management tool. That's the way I've always looked at the disc.
Yeah.
But it's important. You need to self-aware. You need to be knowing these things about you. And so I'm a DW. So the way working genius is, it's widget. It's wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, tenacity. So there's the 6. 2 are your genius, 2 are your competencies, and 2 are your frustrations. And the WID, the first 3 are upstream, and the GET is downstream. What I mean by that is wonder, invention, discernment is more critical thinking type of activities, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the ideation and in starting to get into the activation stages. The GET, that's where things get done, right? You galvanize, you enable, you're a team player, and then you have tenacity, right? So when you see somebody that's upstream, they can be just sitting there, eyes closed, and they are probably working harder than you if you're out there even building something. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Just the mental, bandwidth and the mental exercise, the mental capacity to think through things. So I'm a DW. So my 2 are upstream, right? More of a critical thinking. And I forget what a DW is, more like a something counselor, basically just thought, wisdom, and everything. It's so spot on, Nick. You got to take it.
Yeah.
WDE is more responsive. IGTs are disruptive. They disrupt things. and that's where you make it, ideas disruptive, galvanizing, getting people to take action. That's disruptive. Yeah. Tenacity, getting things done. That's disruptive. You're disrupting, you're doing things. So I think understanding that self-awareness, and this is what you and I were talking about. So I'm a DW, which means I have a high level of discernment. So I can poke holes and challenge. Like I don't take anything at surface value. Like I want to know, okay, well, what do the words mean? Show me the data, show me the math. Yeah. And then my favorite question is, what's the ripple effect? If we say yes to this, what are we saying no to, or what's going to come?
Yeah.
The W is wonder. So 30,000 foot view, big picture vision. And so the challenge with DWs is that I can have a lot of great ideas, but I'll discern myself out to where I'll stay paralyzed and I just won't do anything. And we were talking to where I'm really loving about AI is now I can work through ideas faster. But I don't trust it 100% because that's my discernment. But one of my favorite go-tos now out of there, and it's what you and I were talking about, is like, okay, what has to happen? What actions need to be taken? Give me a step-by-step process that I can take action on today to be able to get that. Did you take advantage of Hermosi's offer on $100 million offers?
No.
So where he got me, okay, where he got me, and the only reason I know this is because of working with Eric.
Yeah.
So Hermosi curated years of everything that he's been doing, all of his $100,000 consultations that people fly to Vegas to consult with him.
Yeah.
Give him multiple six figures for him to consult with.
Yeah.
Go into acquisitions.com. You go into there, you set in problem solving, probably with Leia, a little bit of Alex coming in.
Yeah.
Everything was recorded. Everything was documented.
Yep.
Dumps it into the AI.
Yep.
So you have Alex Hermosi AI to where you can go ask Alex questions and he's going to pull all of his plays and his playbooks and he's going to reference his $100 million offers, $100 million leads, $100 million, business models. But what he did really well in there, he gives you the next steps. Here's how you take action on this today. And I'm like, gosh, dang. So that's why, always incorporating that question. So long-winded to just say, like, listen, you need to understand yourself and the critical thinking involved to really utilize this in a way that's going to your point, move you forward and not be lazy and take it at surface value to go backwards. Now, however, a massive amount of people are going to utilize it in that way.
For sure. And I love that. So yeah. Like building like your entire knowledge base into this. Yes. And that's where it's like, man, the people who have been experts in their field for years have such a massive opportunity with this. And it's like creating your exponential genius AI, being able to take all this information and build it into it. Let's get rid of all of your God minutes. All these people who come to ask you these questions, it's like you could build that into a system.
You need to have a conversation with Kyle, with Whistle. So Whistle did this. He's done this. He's doing this. And I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to him about it.
Not yet.
He records. So they set up cameras everywhere in their office. Mike, they record everything. It's right out. It's a playbook. It's right out of Ray Dalio's playbook.
Yep.
Think about that.
So this is where, to me, like the most valuable thing an organization can do right now is instill an AI culture. There's got to be a culture.
What do you mean by that?
AI.
Unpack that, because I think what you're about to unpack for everybody is game changing.
Because this is what I've been seeing around the industry. So I want to first go into what AI culture people are forming without even realizing it and where they need to move to. Because the culture that I'm seeing most people form is AI tool addiction, where they bring on a trainer every week, every month, and here are new tools you have to learn. Here are new ways you have to learn this. And it's exact system or a process based on where AI is at. And then in the next month, it's another trainer with another tool that exists, and then going through this. And they're building an AI tool addiction culture where by the time you learn how to use this, you go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Your people get confused. And you know what confused people don't do, John? They don't take action. So the AI culture has to be of collaboration, a culture of collaboration and how to use this as a thought partner. And what is your culture in your organization? Everybody can tell it, like the great teams and organization can tell me what their culture is. What is it around AI? Is it fear? Is it falling behind? Is it just the new fancy tool that you got to learn every month? Or is it simply of how do I collaborate with this technology to upskill me, to make me more efficient and to make me better? Are you providing them custom GPTs or a layout where they can go and collaborate with John Kitchen's AI? And now it's like, hey, before you ask the person ahead of you a question, go to this tool first and ask it a question, where all of your systems, all of your processes are built into it. And now you are creating efficiencies within your organization, where now you are instilling a culture of collaboration with this technology and not just try this tool and try to figure out how to use it in your business. What is the infrastructure you are building in your organization that curates this culture of collaboration with this technology? Because I will tell you what, I always draw it back to this quote. It is not the smartest of a species, nor the strongest that survives. It is the one most adaptable to change. 5 years, who knows where all this is going to be, John. But if you have that culture of collaboration that is ready to adapt, that is ready to grow, and you know how to simply communicate with this, you will be able to adapt to whatever comes next. But if you're constantly just introducing a new tool every single week and every single month, and new processes, your people will be confused. They won't be out there talking to more people. They'll be behind their computer trying to figure all this out for themselves, trying to vibe code their own app, when in 2 months, all of these apps are just going to be given to them at no charge from a lot of these places, or a small charge, right? There's that whole other argument that is coming with all this is going to be commoditized and essentially given to you. But what is your culture around this technology? Because if it is a tool culture, you're setting them up to be on a never-ending treadmill that is only speeding up. This technology is not slowing down.
Yeah.
So if it's centered around tools, you're going to lose hard. If it's centered around collaboration, they'll be able to adapt to whatever comes next.
Yeah, it's built. It's the same thing, right? Like what you've known for us, in the last 6-7 years of being, us collaborating, working together. But
yeah,
the thing is it's always what's the truth? What's the principle? What's the foundation? Like go back and reread Ray Dalio's book, Principles. Like go back and find truths and build everything around the truths, right?
Yeah.
That's why Agent to CEO is, it's real simple. It's vision.
Yeah.
What's your business model? What's the strategy to support your business model in pursuit of the vision? And what's the team have to look like that can execute the strategy within the business model in pursuit of your vision? What's the goal? Like that will never change. That's like, we can run any endeavor, any business just with those 4 key questions. And now we can unpack a lot within those 4 questions, but it's really pretty simple, right? So I love what you're saying is it's the methodology, it's the thought process, it's the collaboration. And go get Eric's tool. Go get Huzi. That's that to me. Brother, if you're gonna have one tool, that's the tool.
One tool. And this is where, again, if your culture is this AI tool is going to solve your problem, you are inviting just people who aren't going to want to work as hard. These AI tools will do all the work for you. Or are you installing a culture of this will make you better? Like this tool combined with your hard work and your collaboration and your discernment makes your thought process and your action better. Is it making you a better individual, or is this tool going to be the one that solves your problem?
Yeah.
Right. That's a dangerous world to live in.
I'm running and gunning most of the time and on my phone, but Leanne uses Huzi every day. Bro, every day. Like if she's on her computer, she's on Huzi.
Yes.
100% is what she's on. And I mean, the photo imaging, giving her, content ideas where she can retweak with her wording.
Yep.
Just she's in it. She doesn't, one application within Huzi at a time.
Yes.
But she's on Spark. I think once, Lens comes, I think, that'll be utilized heavily. I think, obviously, Canvas is my favorite AI tool of all time out there. It is just incredible. So Nick, I want to pivot for the last few minutes that we have here because, our expert mentor conversations are really a lot of how-tos, right? That's really what this whole expert mentor series has been all about. And I mean, even, you guys listening to, Nick's previous conversations. I think this is fifth or sixth time that Nick's been on with us, and being able to go back and go to emlreplay.com. They're all right there, all 305 episodes. And so the how-to part is really important. So I want to kind of jump back to the topic of the AI powered consumer.
Yeah.
And let's help some agents adapt around this. So what are the 2 to 3 questions agents can start to ask to understand if their client is using AI in the search process?
What are the 2 to 3 questions that they can ask to figure out if their client is using AI in the process? Well, questions they can ask. To me, it's just identifying, like, we're in a little bit of, like, with AI, it's such a tricky space because it's adapting and growing faster than any technology we have ever seen, and it is going to continue down that rate. So to me, all right, so let me let's break down this question. Are these questions they should be asking themselves? They should be asking the consumer, or like,
what? Is it okay? Do you think it's okay for, if I'm an agent and working with you and, hey, Nick, who's helping you in this home search, and are you utilizing AI in your home search?
Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely
simple as that.
Yeah. Just as simple as that. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, where are you guys getting your information? Are you guys using AI in your search?
Right.
And then you can just open the conversation from there and just kind of see where people are at. And you'd be surprised about how many people are utilizing it now.
Yeah. I'm with you too. I think that's probably just the go-to question. I don't know if there's many more questions than that, because I think that question will lead to another question. And, where are you guys searching? I'm sure you're on Zillow. If I didn't get a Zillow lead from you, you're on Zillow. What other platforms are you on? Where are you at? So I think it's just being really inquisitive to get that out there. Don't assume. Right. That's the biggest thing. I wouldn't assume they're on. I wouldn't assume they're not. I would want to ask to just, because I think it's important for you to know. So kind of the information they're going to be getting fed, which is going to be biased, to them. And so I think getting to know their goals, right? This is what we teach in CHSA, CHBA is, what are you guys trying to do, man? What's the dang goal? Like, what are you trying to do? Because now once I know the goal, now I know to help you. And it's crazy, man, how many agents still don't even ask that dang question.
Yeah. And I think this is where the human element is getting more valuable than ever. And with AI too, it's don't go out there looking for new things to do and looking for a problem that doesn't exist that you are now trying to solve. How do you use this to collaborate on the business and life that you currently have to make those parts exponential, right? Like, it's not going out there and trying to find a problem that you don't have to then go and solve, because I'm sure you already have enough that it can help you with. How do you collaborate on the problems that you already have, on your thought process on each one, to get that work done sooner?
How should agents start to brand themselves? I mean, obviously I know, guys go to Krem Institute, get with Nick, get AI certified. But if they don't take that step and they're utilizing AI, is there ways that they should brand AI friendly, AI certified, AI expert? Is there some ways that they should brand themselves?
I feel like, one, we do have the AI certified agents. So that's just Krem.ai. So if you guys want to go that route, we're the #1 institute in real estate. So you guys can go ahead and utilize that. Your branding and like how you position yourself. We talked about this for years, John. The riches are in the niches. What is the niche that you are an expert on? So anybody who is searching that, anybody who's asking questions around it, anybody the AI agent gives them an answer to, if you are seen as the expert for this niche, because again, the AI powered consumer is going to have more information at their fingertips. And if you are just a real estate agent and you have all of these leads who have different questions and you're not an expert in it, then you're just going to be sitting there. They're like, well, I feel like I know more than you. Like, clearly identify your niche, become an expert in it. This is where you can collaborate with AI to even become a bigger expert in it. But identify your niche, brand yourself as that niche. And that's how you can really start branding and positioning yourself. Riches are in the niches. So yeah, what's your niche? What are you branded as?
I love that. And one of the custom sparks that we put in Coach Kitchen's AI was the value proposition. So in listen, man, I did this one day traveling in it because I didn't know. I thought it was going to be pretty quick.
Yeah.
Literally, I had a layover in Dallas. So I go up to the Admirals Club. I've got about an hour and a half layover.
Yeah.
So I start going down that path. Shoot, I gotta go catch my flight.
Yeah.
I get on the plane, I get Wi-Fi, I keep working through it. I land, and about the time I'm about to land is when I finish it up. So I had a good 2.5 hours of it just asking me questions on my value proposition and what we built for is value proposition for agents from a recruiting side of things.
Yeah.
And like, it made me stop and really think. So when you're saying really narrow down, know who you're best equipped to serve, right? Obviously, the skill set you bring to the table, then, you got to kind of ask, is that a really addressable market? Is that a real market for me to be able to help?
Yeah.
Obviously then you got to navigate through that. But what it spit out that gave exactly everything that you're talking about. Now, what I love, to your point that you said earlier in this conversation, is now I'm going to go answer the public, and I'm going to look for questions people are asking that relate to my target audience. That's the value proposition I can bring.
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right. And look, this is where using it as a collaborator, I always like, ask me one question at a time until you have a full understanding to move forward. I end every single prompt with that, and just having it pool more information from me. And it asks deep questions like, man, I never thought about it that way. So now it's enhancing my critical thinking around it. And it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And like you said, some of those conversations can go over an hour long.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you where I got serious about this. And, we were at the Seattle rally, Jacob and Elizabeth Weaver, and we had from leadership side of things, obviously being able to have, Glenn, a couple hours away. So he was able to come down to Seattle. But we also got Kendall to come in. And we're on a panel the night before with Carrie, who's kind of head of luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie was there, obviously, with Glenn, so we put Debbie up there with us. She's amazing. She's fantastic. She even got to open up the rally for us, and it was just really cool. She did so good.
Yeah.
And then you had Glenn, Jacob asking questions, me, and Georgia Tush, or Kendall. It was Kendall was next to me, and then Georgia, and then myself. And we're going through, and they're just talking about, that's all Glenn thinks about all day, every day. That's all he's doing. Like he's like, listen, the only two, I get 2 news feeds every day. That's it. He goes, I read 2 news feeds, and it's all about AI.
Yeah.
And we get done, talking with Kendall, and she's like, listen, she goes, you have to read The AI Driven Leader by Jeff Woods. And I'm so glad you gave that book to everybody. That's how much. So guys listening in. So Nick was one of the key sponsors at Agent to CO in Cleveland, and he gave a book. Obviously, me taking up the Hormozy offer, so I gave everybody a Hormozy book since I had a couple hundred of them. But you gave this book, and you guys, catching this, watching this, listening to this, if you guys have not read The AI Driven Leader by Jeff Woods, Jeff with a G, that is, to me, is the foundation. And that's where I got serious about it. Yeah. And everything you're talking about. And then Eric, and I would say, listen, I mean, obviously anybody else you would recommend. Yeah. I think if you pay attention to what Glenn's doing, and you pay attention to what Eric's doing. Yeah. Obviously, what you guys are up to, but, really taking this, serious in a way that's just going to amplify. If you're hungry to grow, right? If you're looking to chill and kick your feet up and be lazy and complacent, don't read AI Driven Leader. Yeah. But if you really want to dominate your market and you want to be the best version of you, you got to have the tools and the foundation to be able to work through it. Mm-hmm.
I think that foundation, what you're saying is as leaders in this industry, you have a duty and responsibility to lead with AI, to build this culture within your organization. Don't outsource. This is to me, you can't afford to mess this up. This is your entire future you are talking about. All the blood, sweat, and tears that you've done to build your business, to build your team, to build your organization can vanish if you mess this up. It really is that serious. So get the book, read the book, go through it, understand what it means to be a leader in this AI powered world.
Yeah. I love that. Nick, any final thoughts as we kind of wrap up here? I mean, like I said, I appreciate you carving out the time, and just as much of a student as you are. I was looking back over, the previous episodes that we've had, and, you go deep down the rabbit hole and really, obsessed on whatever it is you're focused on. And that this last year and a half obsession and really leading the charge in the direction. I can't thank you enough for what you're doing, your work, and really who you've become and who you're becoming. So any final thoughts as we kind of wrap this up that we want to leave everybody with?
Yeah, I think the one point I just want to drive home is don't instill AI tool addiction into your organization. That is a treadmill you will never get off of. And it is it's a treadmill that you're on, and it's only getting faster. And it's only getting faster. Introducing new tools every single month, introducing the new updates every single time there's an update, it will only lead to tool addiction.
Yeah.
Start figuring out, what is your culture around this? What collaboration are you building? Do you have an infrastructure that is built for your community to collaborate and upskill them? If you do that, you'll be able to adapt to wherever this goes.
Yeah, that's so good, brother. I appreciate you. I know we'll do it again. We won't wait 12 months. We'll do it a lot sooner to get you back in here. And guys, if you guys aren't connected with Nick, all over social, if you want to dive a little bit deeper on the AI certification, Krem, is it Krem.ai?
Krem.ai.
Brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Really embodying what this whole expert mentor series is about, and just coming in and pouring into, this community. I can't thank you enough, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on,
Awesome.
John.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.